Do you consider yourself a bigger fan than your friends? Do you show up early to the show hoping for the chance to meet your favorite artist? Well, there's this new fan ranking app called Jam Nation where you can prove to the world you're as big of a fan as you say you are. Just download the app, link your streaming service, and then your streams will automatically populate for each artist you listen to, ranking you on their fans list and even giving you early and exclusive access to things like merch, tickets, and more. That's JAMM Nation. Earn your way to the front row with Jam Nation today.
Let's go.
Cheers, everyone. Welcome to another round of Texas on Tap with Miss Helen along with producer Kyle. And we've got some really cool songs to look at this week. And as a matter of fact, when I was going through my picks, I was able to actually play catch up from the week that we did lose with the music. So it'll be great to jump into these. So do we need to flip the coin or who's going to go?
Well, let me go first because I'm actually a little bit scared. I'm going to be the one with the shaky internet this week. So I'll try and knock mine out quick and then we'll let you spend your time on some.
Okay.
First things first, Miss Kate Watson dropped one this week, and holy crap, this is something different. It's it's intriguing right from the start. It's this kind of unusual musical thing going on, then it full blast kicks you right in the face. It's basically a hard rock song. It's called "I've Had Enough." For me, this song took me back to what I would consider a golden era of my musical journey with like almost like Warped Tour bands like Paramore, and then there was a band called Yellow Card that I really liked, and they were infamous for being like a punk rock band kind of, but they had a fiddle player. So this was right up that alley for me. And I loved every bit of it. It's epic chorus. Her vocals are, unreal, unbelievable. I was real curious who wrote this one. I mean, I'm sure she had a hand in it if she didn't write it by herself, but just, a nice change of pace, very different. And I thought it was awesome. It's, what we expect. Kate's done such a good job of setting the bar so high for herself that we expect nothing less, but it's exciting whenever it's still a big change and kind of catches you off guard.
I totally agree with that, with her setting the bar so high, because it just seems like each time, and her voice was so stellar on this, and then being able with the diction on it. But I loved how the fiddle would just pop in there, and I love the intro. I mean, it had my attention from the very beginning, but her vocals on that, I think that's probably some of the best vocals I've heard from Kate. I mean, she's got such a strong voice anyway, but she's just really coming out I always look up I'm sure she wrote it, but I'm sure somebody else. I always look up the songwriters, and I didn't on this one because Kate just blew me away. But each new release as she's coming along, it's just keeps getting more fantastic. And she's such an awesome girl, love her to death. So another good one out to streaming from Kate Watson. And girls, definitely you need to download that one for the weekend. That's definitely, the girls have to have that in their tunes for the weekend for sure.
You might end up leaving your man whether you want to or not after listening to that one.
Exactly.
All right, let's kick the tap room doors open. And this is a guy who I met a little while back, actually, when I was out on the road with Bree. His name's David Grace. And I knew from the moment I met him, because he was a singing fool, that he had a crazy voice. So when this song popped up on the Smith Music releases for this week, I was super excited to hear it. It's called Devil's Hand. Let's check it out. I love a good sig lick, and right out the gate, this one's got that cool signature guitar thing. It sets the mood. It's soulful as all hell. Just such a catchy and fun song all the way throughout, and the production was phenomenal. It was super clear, full of fun arrangements. There was like little bass parts, the sig lick that I was talking about, and then there was even some guitar chord progression, like the transition that they would use to go into the verses was kind of like weird, and it would like pull you back, but then throw you right back into the song. And I just loved everything about it. The content, the lyrics, super well done. I'm so excited to hear more from David.
Me too. And lyrically, it's a stinger on those lyrics. Loved it.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're going to keep the tap room door open for a brand new radio release from Isaac Jacob Band. It's called 1,000 Miles. What a beautiful love story song. 1,000 Miles, Isaac Jacob Band. And Jason Allen co-wrote on this with Isaac Jacob.
Cool.
Yes. And so I just, you just heard it, but I love the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 waltz, starting out with the whole lyrics. He had me at grandma and grandpa, because you know where my hearts are with grandparents. And but like, who comes up with that? Let's dance 1,000 miles and just go through life. And I like how there's one line in there, life and having babies get you halfway to going crazy, And then of course at the end, the song may be over, but she still remembers having her head on his shoulder. And you hear
Mm.
that lyric a lot. So I think that one's going to do really going to be really successful at radio. So Isaac Jacob Band, Thousand Miles at your favorite Texas country radio station. And now let's talk about, we just had Chuck Wimer on the podcast, and he talked about, he rounded up in the top 10 with his last single release, and this is his follow-up to the top 10. It's Don't Ask Me to Dance. Is this just such a funny song? It's kind of like,
Mm.
yeah, maybe, I don't know what, but it basically it starts out, I just want to be alone, don't ask me to dance, and then two steps is all it's going to take. It's just two steps from her is all it's going to take, and it's like, your last chance to walk away, but I'm doing everything I can not to make you mine. I just call it like a yeah but okay really song. But yeah, he did very well on his delivery on this one. The production's very good, and just some really snazzy songwriting there. Little denial, don't ask me to dance, but well,
Denial. There you go.
maybe so, yeah. So that's
Yeah.
looking at our new Texas radio releases for this week, and there's a lot of good ones out there, and the charts are really interesting. So we'll talk about our friends at More Than Music Creations first before we do that.
Yeah, if you head over to morethanmusiccreations.com, you can find all the cool stuff that they've been up to. We talk about them every single week, so hopefully we're driving you crazy talking about them by this point, and you've gone and checked out their website. But if not, now is the time to do so. It's perfect gifts. It's perfect gifts for yourself. It's perfect bling to wear to your shows whenever you're going out to the amphitheaters and all the cool places this summer to go catch live Texas country concerts. So just do yourself a favor, morethanmusiccreations.com. It's like super affordable stuff. They should be charging 10 times what they're charging because the amount of work and creativeness that goes into these pieces. And also you have the, what's the word I'm looking for? The mental little spark too, knowing that you're helping give back to a good cause every time you buy something
Yes.
from them. So
Yes.
just awesome people, awesome products. So go check them out.
Have you ever wondered how artists like Treaty Oak Revival, Red Clay Strays, and Aaron Watson maintain the high quality and high demand for their merchandise? CH Lonestar Promo is the answer. Created in Texas to serve Texas artists, and they're currently offering 15% off on all merch orders from musicians. Visit chlonestarpromo.com to get started and tell them Texas Toast sent you.
I was reading the other day that it takes at least $1 million to break an artist. That's a ton of change, and it can feel overwhelming. But with social media leveling the playing field, you just need an effective strategy to release your music. Check out Release Rocket to ensure your single does not die after release day. You've already put time, effort, and tons of money into writing and recording your album. Let the guys at Release Rocket keep your new release alive.
What a pair we are today. So looking at what's popping and topping on the charts. First, Texas country music chart. Randall King has a new release out, in case y'all haven't heard. I Could Be That Rain. It debuted at number 57 in the top 100.
Oh,
and by
dang.
the way, Sunny Saceda and the gangs with Is Anybody Going to San Antonio? Last week on Texas on Tap, it debuted at 82 in the top 100 on the chart. Cody Jinks has got had a big spin increase this week. William Clark Green, those two songs are just flying up the charts. Shane Smith and the Saints were amongst the most added with Wills. Randall King was in there as well. Howard County, they have a new radio single out. It's called Now It's a Party. Y'all need to check that one out. I did take a listen to that one. But on top of the Texas country music chart this week, and we talked about this whole album with Wade Bowen when he was on the podcast, Raining on Me sits at number 1. And coming in right behind is actually Ken Foe. And believe it or not, drum roll please, looking at CD Extraction Texas, Ken Foe sits at number 1 this week with My Kind of Weathered. Texas Regional Radio Report, Ryder Grimes is at number 1 this week with 8 Seconds at a Time. So that's a look at the charts. Exciting stuff
Good
with
stuff.
all of our friends that are working so hard in this business and doing so good. So congrats to Kinfo, especially. We're always proud of them.
Definitely. And speaking of friends, Trent Cowie dropped his second single from his upcoming album today as well. So go check that one out. There was another one that almost made my top 2 picks this week, but I wanted to mention Jack Barksdale, who we've talked about some of his songs. He's like a young guitar phenom guy from Texas and touring all over the world, playing with like the craziest, most famous people. But he put out a new song today called Law and Order. That's like a real spooky, kind of trippy. Just every time I listen to him, it blows me away, knowing how young he is just like unbelievably talented. So go check that one out. And then also Amanda Kate Ferris, a previous guest of the show, put out her full-length album today. So all kinds
that's
of
a
good
good one
stuff
to
going
check
on.
out for sure. Yes. Good job on that.
Yeah, you bet. How's your week going?
It's going. It's a big week. And of course, can you believe it's already a year? It's already mermaid tournament time. So I guess my mind's been on
Crazy.
fishing. We like
Sure.
stuffed the deep freeze. We were trying to find room in the deep freeze, me and my friend yesterday, because we got like 30 pounds of chum and we have our ribbon fish and we have, all cigar minnows and all that. And so then I was thinking, oh crap, how am I going to get down to my ice this evening when I need some ice? But
Oh
anyway.
God, you had to pull everything out.
It's
Jeez.
all for a good cause. So yeah, we're headed out into offshore Saturday. We'll see what the weather does. If it's just raining, it'll keep us cool. It won't be so hot. Seas are supposed to be pretty
Yeah.
calm. So here we
Well,
go.
there you go.
We're off on our adventure again this year.
Man, good luck. That's crazy. There's so many different little mile markers that you have because my schedule is. I mean, yours is crazy week like day to day. Mine's kind of
Ugh,
crazy week to week. So whenever you have like this pops up every year, it's like, oh my God, how has it been a whole year since the last time?
I know. Next
Pretty
thing you know,
wild.
we're gonna be next thing we've
We're
got
gonna
to
be at Billy
well,
Bob's.
yeah, that and then we have to start planning our Christmas special.
Ah, yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll just
Yep,
get on it.
Kyle
That's a good
says,
reminder.
yep, as Kyle scratches his
I
head.
gotta start
Great.
thinking. Oh man. Well, I'm glad it's not been too crazy for you guys down there. I know you're still dealing with problems and aftermath
Yeah.
of the storm, but
It's all good. But speaking of November, and that's a reminder that now is the time to get on and vote. Texas Country Music Association, the finalists have been posted, and I'm telling you, now talk about scratching your head. That's a head scratcher for me. I
yeah,
keep looking at all of them, and it's like, oh my gosh,
right.
it's gonna be a dynamic award show this year. So looking
Mm.
forward to that. Looking forward to being back on the red carpet this year too.
Yeah, and that's gonna be great having you back, but it's also gonna be cool having Jason Boland. Jason was supposed to headline last year, but they ended up
Hmm.
swapping him and Cody, so now this year's gonna be about Jason. Is there a theme? Do you know? Are they doing that again
Yes, the
this year?
theme is like a salute to live venues. It's something to do with live
Mm,
venues. I may not have
okay.
worded that correctly, but it's like a tribute, a salute to our live music venues across the state of Texas.
Okay, sweet. Well, maybe we'll come
Cool.
back and we'll do a little bit more research on that and come back and tell everybody about it.
Yes. All right.
Awesome. Well, I'm out in Denver hanging out this week and weekend. No shows for me, but kicking it off pretty hard again starting next week. I got a lot of shows in August, so hopefully I make it to all of those. But looking forward to getting back on the road and staying busy.
Cool, cool. All right. Well, I guess we're good. We're all good.
Yeah, for sure. You get out there and catch some fishies.
I am. I'll keep you updated. Well, and that, that's another thing since I didn't have like vacation this year. So this is like vacation day. Like I can't wait to get
Right.
offshore. I just can't wait to bust out the jetties and head miles and miles and miles offshore and then challenge those fish. It's always so fun. And the girls and I always have such a good bonding experience and it's always a lot of laughs. So
Yep.
here we go.
Absolutely. All right. Well, I guess that's a good note to end on.
That's it. Cheers, everyone.
Sounds good. Cheers.